In the age of AI, when every technical and mechanical skills known to humans are being taken up by machines one by one, what becomes extremely important now are what we call as human skills. There is nothing known as artificial emotions, so human interactions and human skills are going to become the number one skill for managers and leaders in the coming days. One of the things that keeps coming up every year in employment engagement surveys is the effectiveness of manager feedbacks. Time and again, many surveys have proved that feedback plays a very big role in employee engagement. Still, not enough focus is put on training managers and leaders on how to give effective feedback. In this video, I will provide you some important tips on how to provide effective feedback to an employee. Let's dive into it. One of the big problems with feedback skills is that it is outdated. Generations have changed, however, feedback ways and methods have not. Feedbacks have become predictable and ineffective. One needs to understand the two motives of feedback to an employee. Number one is encourage and motivate to continue doing the good work. And number two is to improve on performance or behavior. Feedback means a head-to-head confrontation with some of your loved or hated employees, and a lot of times managers hesitates to go in for it or lacks the courage thinking of negative side effects more than positive ones. No feedback means employee feels ignored and slowly gets disengaged. When someone does not know what they are doing every day, is doing anything good or bad, then passion and interest in work fades away. Even negative feedback is better than no feedback at all. So even before you start giving feedback, you got to visualize the big picture post-feedback. Do you want to see your high-performing employee not feel excited after the feedback session, or you want him to really feel appreciated? Or do you want to see your low-performing employee feel insulted and angry after the feedback session, or you want him to pause and think about his mistakes? So you got to begin with the end in mind. The first thing to do before a feedback session is some good homework. Do not engage with an employee without a clear goal out of that feedback session. Remember, feedback is not only a criticism or praise, it is about observation. It is descriptive but non-judgmental. Unless you're giving repeated negative feedback, do not sit across table. It presents a more authoritative outlook. Instead, sit beside the employee. Proximity builds bond. Once you have sorted all this out, it's then time to obey some unwritten laws, the laws of feedback. First and foremost, positive feedbacks can be given publicly or privately, but negative feedbacks to be always given privately. Remember that goal is to encourage good performance and improve poor performance. Feedbacks must be timely. Do not wait for any scheduled date if any observation is there, since you might forget minute details of that observation. Feedbacks must be specific to performance and behavior with examples. Always avoid generic feedback and perceptive feedback. Do not interrupt when employee is speaking and do not multitask. This will send a positive signal to the employee that the manager is valuing and respecting his time and opinion. Listen, listen, and listen. Pay attention to detail and search for key information. You might need this key information for cross-questioning or to understand the underlying reason of many issues that the employee is facing. Show empathy wherever required. Attack the issue's performance or behavior but not the person. Do not shift focus from the goal. Document feedbacks for future reference and arrange a follow-up meet next month or at any mutually agreed date on agreed actions. Many managers fail to action on this part due to busy schedule, so I will advise you to use technology to set reminders and make sure that you follow up. This concludes the first part. Keep watching. Let us lead for the second and last part. If you want to keep watching my content, then I will recommend you to click on this video next to know about rewarding strategy for millennials and Gen Z. See you there.